Hi, Steve here with another special video for you. An interview with Giancarlo Leone, a man with more than 15 years of experience as a day trader, managing his own money and others, and is someone who has been using the Pilot trading app now for 8 hours a day for the last month and a half. I pick his brain a bit on how he uses the AI signals. He shows us how to use the demo mode, and we even get a little peek into his live account just to see how well he's been doing trading his own money. Giancarlo has been an inspiration for me, and I hope you'll enjoy our conversation. Let's get into it. All right,
It's okay.
so first of all, sir, how do I pronounce your name?
Sure. My name is Giancarlo, and last name is Leone.
So it's actually just pronounced John, like John Carlo. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Okay.
that's correct. There's like an Italian pronunciation to it, but
Oh, okay. What's the
here,
Italian pronunciation for all the
uh,
Italian folks out there?
Giancarlo Leone.
Love it. I love it. So, sir,
Thank you.
how long have you been day trading? How long have you been in like the stocks world? Do you live and breathe stocks?
Oh yeah, of course. I live and breathe stocks. I've been day trading, I would say, since I was about 20 years old. I kind of got like sucked into the financial markets just because Um, I guess maybe the allure of money, but more or less, I love the technical aspects, and I just love understanding how markets work and trying to explain them as best as I can. So I'm about 35 now, so it's been about 15 years.
Oh, okay. Right on. 15 years then. So that's a lot more than me. Like I was a day trader for about 6 months. I was working for a
Mm,
company where uh this was long before these algorithms through Pilot existed. It was a simple system where you went to the office for the market open. Your account was loaded with $10,000 to start, $100,000 when you got better at it, and they
mhm.
said go trade, go play, and you get to keep 35% up to 50% of the profits that you made. And if you had a bad day, they just tell you to come home or go home and come back tomorrow, kind of thing. Take a little. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds about right.
So
Um,
then you've been using Pilot and the retail version from what I understand, Stealth a little bit, playing with
mhm.
the demos and such. How many hours have you had using the Pilot software?
Well, it's hard to quantify the hours because I've
Hmm.
been using Pilot for about a month and a half, 8 hours a day.
Oh, 8 hours. Oh, so you've been really loving this thing or trying it out at least.
Yeah, from 9:30 in the morning, right from when market opens to 4 o'clock to right when market closes.
Wow,
And
okay.
sometimes it's sometimes kind of playing with it at night.
At night as well. Oh yeah, just like with the simulation mode.
Yeah, simulation mode at the beginning, and then the demo account allows live market data. And
Right.
I've been looking at futures. Futures kind of trade around the clock. So
Oh, true, of course. Yeah, futures and some of the currency exchanges as well are available 24/7 kind of thing.
yeah,
Are they not?
yeah, depending. I think some currencies do have futures, but I kind of stay away from currencies. I've looked at them, and I I haven't liked them just yet. I'm still trying to wrap my head around them.
Yeah, fair. You know what? I've using the demo, I did make some money early on. Like I think I made $2,800 in one trade with futures, and that's
Yeah.
like the only success I've ever had. So clearly there's something I'm not really understanding on how they really work and how the intricacies work, but so then
Yeah, no,
what about outside or hours outside using Pilot? Like do you still use any other platforms or indicators, signals, technicals?
well, not really.
Really? Okay.
No, because a lot of my other stuff that I used to do was just, you go to Yahoo News, Google News. You're always looking at the markets in some way, shape, or form, or reading about some maybe press that came out and stuff like that to kind of see what's going on the next day. I always leave kind of BNN or CNBC sort of in the background just to kind of get
The
a
squawk
feel of
box.
what they're, yeah, squawk box, just to get a feel of what they're saying for the day and stuff like that. Kind of maybe what's coming up. There's a really good website. A fellow trader of mine showed me. God, I think it's called Bespoke. Kind of gives you the calendar for the month that tells
Okay.
you, oh. this is, maybe an IPO that's going to be coming out, or,
Oh,
triple
interesting.
witching, stuff like that, just to kind of know the broad general strokes of what's going to happen. And just to kind of say, okay, this is what's going on today. Because the true success with Pilot, or even the sort of like the institutional slash retail version stuff that we were talking about,
Yeah.
is you got to remove sort of cognitive bias. Whatever you think you know, forget it.
Hmm.
You gotta trust the signals. You gotta trust the mathematical algorithms. It's one thing just to know broadly what's going on, but once you start thinking that you know better than the system and better than the math, uh, that's when I noticed things weren't working out for me so well. So I kind of just scaled back and said, okay, I just want to know what's going on, and just listen to the signals and watch the signals.
Interesting. Okay, so that's really interesting. So for like 8 hours a day, then is Pilot like the only um I don't know, interface, or like your HUD, your battle station? Are there other windows that are open with other indicators, or
No,
like
no,
saying technicals or anything else? No, it's just Pilot. Hey,
it
interesting.
just Pilot. Maybe I'll have like a heat map or something from one of those free websites, just to kind of see what markets are kind of doing. Like, are is tech up? Is financials down? Just a heat map,
Mm,
just to kind of broadly kind of see what's going on. And our retail version Stealth, it has market updates as it's coming along. So
right.
you can see, oh, the Fed's going to talk today at like 11 o'clock, or stuff like that. It's kind of important to kind of know when certain big events are talking, like Feds or Treasury or stuff of that nature is going to happen, because that's when markets can get really volatile,
Does
and
that
you
the,
want to
do
step
you,
back.
that makes sense. So you do take a step back. Like you don't necessarily want to be in any positions during those volatile
Yeah,
times. Is that kind of your strategy? Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, that's always kind of been my strategy, and a lot of people that I know, that do this obviously for a living, is they always, oh, they're going to be talking about CPI, they're going to be talking about inflation, and unless they're holding like positions that are supposed to be for like 5-10 years from now, if you're just day trading something, or what we call scalping on Pilot,
Yeah,
um, you might not necessarily want to be there
makes
when it's
sense.
happening, just because
You don't know
you
which
don't know
way it's
what they're
going to
going to
go.
say. You don't know
Yeah,
you don't know what you don't know.
right. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. But that kind of leads me to one of my questions that I had for you was, well, do you personally manage like all of your investments, including your long-term ones?
Yeah. So I'm using another platform right now, just to manage my daily investments. But those are all long-term investments right now. What I've been really doing is testing out Pilot. I wanted to see how this system really worked in a real environment settings. And that's the beautiful thing about Pilot. It does have a demo mode that allows you to get market data and trade like if you
Real
were
time.
actually trading
Hmm.
real money. And it's also great for anybody that is an absolute novice and knows nothing about the market, because you're not risking anything.
Yeah, demo
So
mode is cool.
it's phenomenal, I have to say. And I've been using it to understand my strategies, and to see if it really works. And I haven't been messing around. Like I said earlier, I've been locked into this. I've been using it 8 hours a day for about a month and a half, and I've had um, good successes with it, and a lot of successes, to be absolutely honest with you, which
Good.
we can get into, and everything. But it's been a phenomenal program for me to kind of learn something that I never thought that I could learn again.
Perfect. Yeah, actually, I'm glad that you mentioned that and showing your successes, because I did want to have you take control over sharing your screen here, and you can show us
Yep.
how you use Pilot. But right before we do, one of the other questions, just to wrap with one of what we were just talking about, is when you're talking about controlling your own investments, do you generally suggest that others do the same, versus um, oh, I don't know, not to throw shade or anything, but I at one point had money with Investors Group. That's the name of like a firm that you pay
Yep.
to manage your investments. Like generally, do you suggest that people use their own time and energy using a system like Pilot to manage their own investments versus, a
Mhm.
paid shop like IG?
Well, so my background is a financial advisor, so I have like actual experience both managing people's money and my own. What I always recommend with a lot of individuals, if they don't know what they're doing and you're not sure, then it doesn't make sense for you to manage your own money, especially because when you see losses, you maybe tend to think you're doing something wrong and you get a lot of negative energy and you start making mistakes. I have nothing against Investors Group or any of the other companies. There's a lot of companies out there with very good mutual funds that allow them to, you can invest your money and they will manage it. The only thing I would always suggest is you've got to understand who your financial advisor is. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Just as just as you start getting into this as even a new person who's never traded before, you need to understand what you're investing into. It's just as important as using Pilot if you're using someone else. If you don't know what you're doing and you're afraid or you're standoffish or anything like that, and you have absolutely no idea what a stock bond DIC is or any sort of financial instruments, don't do it. You've got to take your
Makes sense.
time in understanding it. Use the demo mode, understand it, read a little bit. There's a ton of YouTube videos like this. um, I highly recommend that. I go, if you want to get into investing yourself, use the demo mode. There's no risk to it. Understand what you're getting
Right.
into.
And it's free.
Knowledge, yeah, and it's free. Knowledge is key.
Hmm.
Knowledge is key. Invest in yourself, and you'll never lose.
That's good advice. I appreciate that, man.
Okay, so let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah. All right, my man. So let's dive into this. This is your demo mode account. So
And
show us how you typically use this. Do you only have specific stocks that you always follow, or is it kind of more fluid and you're changing which ones you're watching?
I'm always following something in particular. I'm just going to kind of load it up right now. So this is the NASDAQ futures that we're going to load. Um, This is the December futures, I believe. Yeah, there it is. And I also follow the S&P 500, so I'm just going to load that one up as well. I go to
Actually, I'm
my
gonna have to
watch
pay attention to
list.
that. ESZ3, hey? Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So futures, they go in quarters essentially. So the next
Yep.
time it expires is December. The last one's actually just expired on Wednesday, sorry, on Friday of this week, and that was kind of triple witching day. So that's usually a huge volatile day in the stock market, just because like futures are expiring, a bunch of options are expiring, a lot of things are going on. Plus, it's a Friday, which
Right.
just naturally. So I normally just look at. So I place certain things. I've always been into tech. I've always understood tech. So these are the main ones that I have. And if you notice, I have it kind of changing by opportunity. We kind of got those circles going on.
Yep.
And then in terms of stocks, once again, you can kind of see a few things over here. I got Uber, Netflix, and they're constantly changing right now just based on opportunity. So I'll scroll down a little bit just so you can kind of see what's going on here. But I love Uber. Let's add another one over here that I usually like to watch. Uh, Apple. Everybody likes to watch Apple. Everybody says, Apple's the future, supposedly, but we'll see. Oh, and Tesla. Tesla is a huge one that has a lot of volatility. I love anything that has huge volatility that kind of moves
Right.
around
Right.
because it kind of gives you sort of that opportunity to kind of see what's happening. So right here, you can see, this is Pilot. This is obviously the desktop version. It's a little bit different on your phone.
Yep.
I like to use the phone, you know, if I'm out and about and not doing anything, or if maybe I'm at lunch, I might be, just taking a look at what's going on. And this is pretty much it. So, for example, I'll take Uber up, for example. So this would be sort of like where you come into your trade. Um, right now it's kind of saying that there's a potential for a buying situation. That's what you're looking at here. It's in blue. perception is that, there's a buying opportunity coming up, but there's still three other lights here. This is the commitment of the market. This is equilibrium. This is sentiment. These aren't lit up. So this is not time to buy. And we can kind of see what's going on over here, sort of the changes between the high frequency traders in the middle to sort of your long-term investors. And it's kind of flat. So nothing's really going on. And down here's my buy and sell. So we'll kind of go back and forth, and we'll see where, if something ends up coming up. But that's what I'm always doing. I'm removing any cognitive bias that I kind of mentioned before, where I think I know. I think I know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Things are going to change. That's what this is for. It provides good signals and good algorithms to tell you what's potentially going to happen within the next 5-10 minutes, maybe 15-20 minutes in the market. And it allows me to say, okay, it's going up. Is now a good time to buy? That's what it is. Or is now a good time to short?
Right.
And
Okay.
that's where this really comes in. It's, you can know everything in the world about technicals, about what's going to happen, but do you know a good entry point? No, not necessarily. Everything's a guess. This removes a lot of the guessing work and gives you a much higher probability of success,
Right.
which I've been extremely successful with the system as long as I followed the system and understood that you need to potentially pick and choose where you want to go. And I love playing the futures simply because it's such a broad market. But I've had a lot of success with Tesla. I had a lot of success with Apple and Uber. I know tech, so I follow mainly those. But I know other individuals who have been testing this out. They're looking at like oil futures. They're
Oh
looking
yeah.
at um, things from the financial markets. They're looking at healthcare. Um, if you want to just play around with the demo, there's always, the great sort of, what are the top 10 lists or stuff of that nature. And you can kind of see what's going on, and the system will give that to you. Like, here's my watch list on this side over here, but on this side of the screen right now, once again, this is the desktop version. So it's kind of split between that. These over here are everything and anything in the market, and it's
Yeah.
just going to populate whatever kind of
And
wants
you
to
can
go.
even choose only stocks, and it'll give you the top 10 stocks. It'll give you the top 10
Exactly.
futures,
Yeah,
top 10.
exactly. Exactly that top 10 Forex we have over here. And then, futures as well, like you were saying, or just, all of them. Most people like to trade the stocks, right? Here's
Yeah,
NVIDIA.
same.
This is,
I have
you know,
most
I
familiarity
love
with
it.
it.
Yeah, I love NVIDIA. It's been a wild ride over the last couple of days. So, and then you can see like over here would have been potentially a great buying opportunity. And, Pilot would have given you that signal. It would have told
Right.
you that there is an opportunity here, and it's on you whether or not you want to act. But we can see right now that's, it's starting to kind of come in that it's saying potential short it might be coming in right now. There's a 76 probability or 77% probability that the uh, the stock is going to drop. And you know what? We're getting one right now. Look, commitment, equilibrium, sentiment. We're going to wait a little bit. We're seeing things kind of change and go with the market right now. We're seeing that sort of red little spike over there. That that means some sellers are coming in, but it's still buyers are coming in. Perception is that it still has an opportunity to increase.
Yeah,
Which we can
buyers
see right
across the
here.
board.
Like we can see it right here. It's not telling you to short yet. It's not giving you that signal.
Yeah,
It's
that
kind of
perception
following
algorithm hasn't quite agreed with the other three. That's interesting. So,
it,
this kind of
and
leads to a question: is generally when you're seeing an opportunity like this form, what is like the time horizon that you're expecting to get in and out of these sorts of opportunities? Is it like you put it in maybe whatever time it is right now, uh, and then by the end of the day you expect to be closed out, or are you like in and out within a minute or 30 seconds?
well, I'm in and out. I usually have I'll have like a stopwatch on my phone. I'm like 7 to 10 minutes.
Oh,
And
okay.
then like I'm not like the whole purpose of this is, you're buying something and it gives you information about what the market's probability of it doing in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes. Look at that beautiful look. We just got a short signal.
Yep.
And
You
as
gonna do it?
a,
It is the demo
no,
mode. There's no risk,
it
I
is
suppose. But
yeah,
does it have
there's no
everything that
risk.
you would expect? Like,
No, not yet,
not
because
quite.
I'm not seeing perception here. I'm not seeing sentiment here. There's still some buyers coming into the market potentially, but it did have a drop.
Yep.
But it didn't clear me the signal. Could this have been a money making opportunity? Of course. This signal clearly told me that. But unless I see something, me personally, like I like to see 80% in all four signals
Right.
to give me a better, clear indication. This clearly said that the equilibrium price and a lot of the signals were there for a short position. But
And there's even a
I
red
personally
candle
wait.
forming.
Yeah, there is a little bit over there. There we
Yep.
go. Now we can kind of see what's going on. And look, the signal was correct. It did drop,
Yep. And it's
and
still
it is
dropping
continuing,
by the
and
looks of
it's
it.
still yeah, and it's still
Yep.
dropping. But I'm more of I want to see 100% clear signals. And look,
Yep.
it's still dropping. If I would have, what, just for the heck of it, because it is a demo mode, why not? I'll just put in on. I get a short 100 shares right now, and you can kind of see where it goes. And it tells me right here my average price, tells me everything. The first thing I always do is I throw in take profit. This little box over here is its equilibrium, and
You
it's
always
telling me
go
that
with the actually that's interesting. Sorry, show me that equilibrium thing.
yeah, right here. So when you go to take profit, right here, you see this box that's kind
Yeah.
of highlighting over the number. That's equilibrium pricing. That means that's where you should get out. So
Interesting.
so
Interesting. You
I
know, I
usually
didn't
set
actually
it
know that
just
that functionality was there. I learn
yeah.
something new every day, buddy. Appreciate it.
So I'll usually kind of set it, maybe just one step below because, a wise
Yep.
man always said to me, you can't go broke by taking profit. Um, and then I'll set a trail stop, which we'll get into a little bit later, but I'll set a trail stop at maybe about double what I set to take profit at. So we'll
Okay.
say
So
0.5%.
that's your strategy. You go just
Yeah.
under equilibrium for take profit, and then you double that on your trail stop. Now, quick
Yes.
question: what's
Mhm.
the difference between trail stop and stop loss?
Okay, so stop loss will stomp you out right at whatever number you tell it at. So a trail stop, on the other hand, is if you are making money, or sort of kind of the change, you'll notice that there's the potential that um, instead of it taking you out when it's just 100%, let's say a loss, in this case, I set it at 442.44, that number may change. It may move the trail stop so that you don't get stomped out so quickly. But if you happen to be
Hmm.
in a profit before the take profit, um, and it goes down and it goes against you, you actually don't lose your money. So there's different ones out there. This one has a trail stop. There's even one out there that's called a trail profit, but that's not built into the system yet. But it's
Interesting.
always good. But it's always good to do a trail stop and a take profit, because the whole point of the system here is that you don't go on tilt. That's an emotional aspect,
Don't go
which
on tilt. Yeah.
don't go on
As
tilt.
the
That's an
kids say
emotional
these days.
yeah, that's an emotional aspect
Right.
to sort of everything right now. And look, if I would have got it here, I would have made money already. So obviously, um, I did it because I like to see 80% M4 lights, but there's always other opportunities to come. And as an individual, when you're trading, you gotta choose those. So this is CoStar Group over here. This one has a lot of buyers still kind of coming into the system, and you can kind of go there. You can say ask price, kind of like if you click ask, it will constantly change. So you don't actually have to set it if you're kind of just watching it. And the ask price goes up to, let's say, $80, this will change.
Yes, I've
So
noticed
I
that
kind of have
too.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like now it's kind of like changing as to this. And you can kind of go with it and or not. And here, 900 shares of CoStar, and it's going to grab it or not. But clearly, this once again, look, you saw it live. The signals were there. I just wasn't quick enough because you and I were talking,
Right.
and the
And you lost
signal
that
was there,
opportunity there, or
and I
you
lost
didn't
that
take advantage of
opportunity.
it.
I didn't take advantage of it. But once again, look, the signals were there. It was saying that this was, coming down, that people are going to be shorting this position. Should have went in and shorted it. And, but that's okay. It's about the probability. Not every trade is going to be a win, but where Pilot succeeds, where maybe some of the competitors out there, because I have used a couple of the other competitors like signals, so to speak, to understand like how their system works on like similar demo accounts with other people. Pilot is by far the best that I've used so far.
Good.
Not everything's going to be a win, but the point is that more often than not, it is a win. And if there is a loss, or you have a string of losses from an emotional standpoint, step back, maybe call it a day, and that's it. And regroup and rethink your strategies or rethink where you are, but never go into an emotional standpoint, and don't chase. This isn't meant to be a gambling.
Right.
If the second you go into the mindset of, hey, oh, I know it's going to go my way. If I can just go up a little bit or just go down a little bit, I know I can break even. No, that's gambling. Stop.
Right.
Stop. Do whatever you're doing is not right. Like right now, it hasn't hit my trail stop on the video that we did a little bit earlier. It's not in profit, but if I don't longer feel that the trade is going my way, because like I said, I'm in and out like 7-10 minutes, so it hasn't gone my way for whatever reason, just double click, done. Take a
Right.
loss and
So
walk
so
away.
you accepted a loss there, but that's because you don't feel like it's going to go your direction. Are you using Pilot to tell you that it's not going your direction? Like, are you reading the chart? Were you
Yeah, no,
using the indicators there, or
yeah,
the
no, I'm
AI
using
engines?
yeah, I'm using the AI engines. Pilot is clearly telling me, and we entered that trade a lot earlier, um, and I always have a time limit for myself, but clearly no indications that it's going to continue to go my way for whatever reason.
Yep.
Um, Things change by a minute-to-minute basis. You want to understand the markets, that's great. But if you want to be successful, especially while using the pilot system, is you need to have trust in the signals and trust in the math that whatever the probability states, it's going to go that way. And then understand that markets can change an hour from now, 2 hours from now. Somebody could say something, and there's all this variable change that can happen at any moment. Get in if you don't feel, or you see that, or you saw that the signals weren't going my way. There was no clear indication that it was supposed to go down or go up. I had a short position. Get out, call it a day, find something else.
Right.
And you know continue with your day. And if you go and you have a string of losses for whatever reason, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just take a moment, step back, and see what's going on.
I suppose that leads to a
And
question I wasn't planning on asking, but what's the best trade you've had in terms of dollar figure, and what's the worst trade you've had in terms of like money lost kind of thing? I mean, it's the demo mode, so you're not
yeah,
actually
yeah,
losing money,
yeah.
but
So the no, so the best one I had was actually this past Friday during triple witching. Um, I was in my car. I was a little bit late to the office, and um, I was at a construction site. I'm like, okay, markets are opening up in like a minute, 2 minutes. So I kind of just pulled over to the side because you
huh.
don't trade and drive. And so I just pulled open the app and I was looking at the Nasdaq. I knew that it was going to be extremely volatile, and so it was the NQ. Um, Clearly stated that there was going to be a sharp sell off. I had all
Hmm.
four lights. This thing was saying 90%. So, I threw on like 4 or 5 contracts, which is equivalent of about 100. 120,000 of capital. And I set my take profit, I set my trail stop, and within 2 minutes, 8 grand.
Wow. Okay, nice. So the highest profit I've seen in one trade was $2,800. You're saying yeah, more than twice that, close to three times that. That's good. That's
Yeah, no,
good.
it was like it was based on $100,000, $120,000 working capital. So that was a 7-8% gain in the matter of 2 minutes. The
Right.
worst the worst I ever had was on the S&P future. And
Okay.
once again, that was my fault.
Ah,
I took the buy that it was telling me to take, and it was going my way. But then some information came out, and the markets went a little bit sideways,
oh, interesting.
and
And you hadn't set
it
your trail stop or your stop loss?
and I did not set a trail stop. I did not set a stop loss.
Right.
Rookie mistake 101, and I think it ended up dropping like $4,000 or
Oh,
something like
shoot.
that. And it was about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm like, yeah, that was my fault. I should have. I
Learning
just I
lesson then, right? Always set your trail stops, folks. Always set your trail
Yeah,
stops,
always,
or your
always,
stop loss.
or
One of the
yeah,
two.
just always set those, no matter what, because if things go sideways, like I said, the system, everything calibrated correctly. It said that it was a good buying opportunity, but I think it was a CPI report that just came out, and I wasn't paying attention, and the CPI report was not good,
Right.
and you know obviously the market and information changed from what we were getting, maybe 2 minutes ago.
Right. Makes
So I
sense.
didn't, and I got, you know, I got taught a very important lesson, and thank God it wasn't with real money.
A $4,000 fake money, like you say, but the $4,000 lesson there. All right, so we're just about done with the questions that I had. I guess there was just one overall thing is like, and I think you've already answered most of it, but like, what are your general experiences with Pilot? Like, has it been easy to use?
Yeah, it's been extremely easy to use. You can kind of see from my screen, just hit stocks, it's hit futures, go into the actual futures. Here's Nasdaq. Set the quantity of contracts you want to buy. Set a limit price or bid price. Set your take profit. Click, 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 click. In and out very quickly. Even on my phone, it's not
Right.
that difficult. It's been fantastic, and
Good.
I have shown this to a few friends as well.
Oh, actually, that's funny. That was gonna literally be my very last question was, would you suggest it to friends? And you already have.
Yeah, I already have suggested it to friends, and they're playing around with it as well, and they're just kind of seeing where it goes, and you know, like how it would work, or something of that nature. And like I said, in a day and age where nothing's 100%, um, to have a high probability of success,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this, that's the difference maker.
Yep.
And it's not like, one sort of algorithm. There's four different algorithms here playing at work, looking at equilibrium, looking at the back end of the book and dark pools. It's looking at market sentiment and perception of the market. There's a lot that's going on right now that you can see clearly through these indicators of what's going on, and you can confidently pick and choose your moments to buy and sell, or buy and short, or short and buy
Yep.
your covers, whatever it is. It's been great. I've been using this. It's been fantastic. I literally can't complain about it. It's one of the best systems that I've used in probably all 15 years that
Excellent.
I've been
No,
doing
I would
this.
say the same. Not that I've been in it for 15 years, but um like my previous day trading experience that I was mentioning, like we didn't have a system like this, and it would have been
Yeah,
so much easier. That's
it's
for sure.
exactly that. I go,
Yeah,
you remember from your time, you're looking at the order book, you're looking here, you're looking there, you're trying to figure out where it's going, and then intuition. I
yeah.
go, no,
And the squawk
forget it.
box.
Yeah, and the squawk box and something like that. No, this does it all for you and gives you proper, clear indications on the probability of which way it's going in the next, little bit, and or while, or even if you're looking for a play that's, oh, I'm going to buy this now and maybe sell it in 2 months or something like that, and I kind of want to buy it at the low point of the day,
Mm,
because when you're, the longer the time horizon, you don't want to really say, oh, this is the perfect moment to get in. But if you're going to buy it during the day, you might want to pick, the perfect moment in the day, and then
sure.
you might hold on to something for like a year or whatever it is, depending on your portfolio. But this is great for like just scalping in the day, getting in and out, making some money, and then getting in, and then going from there. But I highly recommend using the system, understanding it, understanding what kind of investor you truly want to be. And I love the system personally. It's just so easy to use.
Good. No, I appreciate it. All of that. So you typically you would use it as like a scalping tool,
Yeah,
being able to see those little changes that it's like, hey, this is coming up, take advantage, and you do, and you make a few bucks and sometimes a lot of bucks, and it's great. So yeah,
yeah, and
I would definitely suggest it to anyone. Take the time to go to app.pilottrading.co, uh, sign up, use the demo mode, start with
mm,
the $100,000 that they give you, and yeah, play with it, learn it, and then once
the
you're comfortable,
it's
sign up for Pilot Pro. You get 1 month for
exactly.
free, and be able to connect directly to your broker and take control of your investment future. Well, Giancarlo,
Exactly.
I really appreciate your taking the time to show us how you use the system, and
My
um,
pleasure.
I wish the rest of your day to be well. You were still a few hours left of trading, so go make some money, my man.
Oh, I am.
Right on.
I'm seeing a signal right now coming up. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. You take care.
Bye bye.
Hey, thanks for watching. Pilot Pro is a subscription-based product with a $30 per month fee. You can try it for free for 30 days at app.pilottrading.co. If you found this video at all helpful or entertaining, please subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.